You're listening to The Hang with Mike Manson Waters and Matt Spice Floyd.
Welcome to The Hang with Mike and Matt.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, Matthew. Hot damn, it's another hang. It just seems like yesterday we were doing this bullshit.
And yet you look the same. Unbelievable.
It's the Ronald Reagan hair.
It is. I think coincidentally I'm wearing the same overshirt as I was last week. I thought I brought another one in my car, and then I looked in my car and go, oh, I didn't bring it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look like such a fool wearing the same thing.
You already feel like, oh, God. Look at Matt. He wears that same shirt.
I do have a very small rotation of clothes.
I do, too.
Days.
I got like 10 T-shirts.
Yeah.
Just over and over 10. I've had them for a long time, too.
I got a new sweatshirt for Father's Day, and I was like, you know what? I threw it on. I go, it's comfortable. I'll put it in rotation, and I put it in rotation. I've got my my little rotation. I'm like, it's officially in there. I have to eliminate something from the rotation.
Oh, you can't add to the rotation.
Rotation's very small. So, but yeah.
I'm pathetic. I have my rotation.
Yep.
And I have them on hangers. On the bottom deal, about 10 to 15 of them. Some of them I wear. I got like a 4-shirt rotation that I don't wear very much.
Right.
And then about 10 others. And then shirts from years and years past that I will never wear again, but I have some kind of attachment to.
Yeah, you got to keep them around.
They just hang there. They just hang there for decades.
It's the hang.
Yeah, that's the hang right there.
We're talking about clothes on hangers this week,
Clothes on
ladies
hangers.
and gentlemen.
We've reached all-time highs on the hang. Maybe that's our niche. We talk about things that hang.
I mean, it's either that or we talk about nuclear war. I don't know. I'd rather talk about hangers.
I think we need to talk about AIDS.
Oh,
It
yeah.
obviously seemed to be something that people were interested in.
Gripping tails and AIDS is a big hashtags.
I don't remember that hashtag. Was that your hashtag? Did you hashtag that?
It was sent in the trending report.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. It's all good.
Hashtag AIDS.
How are things?
Things are fantastic.
Everything, Father's Day was strong.
Father's Day was...
Yeah, because that was over the weekend, right? Yeah.
Didn't really do much. The kids,
just like the father I've known you to be.
I mean, the kids are all moved away.
Just a lonely Father's Day.
So we just hung out here.
Do they all give you a call at least? Do they text you or do they actually call you?
They all Berlin called me. Trace texted me.
Yeah.
The girl called me. The 2 boys texted me. That's the way it goes. I don't ever remember telling my dad Happy Father's Day in my life.
Ever?
Or even knowing it was Father's Day when I was younger.
Wow. I mean, I knew it was because I didn't really have a father who was that present. So it would always be like, Father's Day.
It's an ironic holiday.
This is a lonely holiday. This sucks. And now
it's ingrained in your brain.
And now my father's it's all equally depressing because I just think back to those memories of like, it's just not it's not a great.
So do you guys do anything?
I mean we hung out by the pool and my son made me some picanha, which is amazing. Like he's a great cook.
Yeah.
So he made me some picanha and he got me a bottle of whiskey, which is cool, but at the same time I'm going, man, my son just thinks I just eat meat and drank all day, but he got me and he goes, do you know the significance of this bottle? And I go, no. And I felt badly saying it. He goes, this is the one from the Always Sunny in Philadelphia guys. It's called 4 Walls. And I go, and then it rang a bell. I was like, okay, yes, now I do. So since he's of age now, we both did a shot together and all that, but it's actually pretty good. Not bad. Kind of Not bad. But the thought of going, yes, he knows I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I'm not a huge fan of everybody making their own
Yeah, me either.
cocktails these
Me
days.
either.
Every celebrity's got their name on something. But Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like that was a good thought.
I think if there was one whiskey I would buy, it would be the It's Always Sunny whiskey.
And if there was a second one, it would be like a Larry David Curb Your
And
Enthusiasm.
that would be it.
Yeah, it would be
That
like
absolutely it.
a vodka called like "Leave Me the Fuck Alone."
And I don't think I would buy the Larry David. I never bought any Curb merch. It doesn't inspire me to buy merch. I bought some It's Always Sunny stuff though. The Dick Towel,
Towel.
and a
If
I think so, a pitcher of beer with Patty's Pub on it. Like a pitcher.
Yep. If Larry David
I'm
did
marked
a-
out. I'm marked out.
Yeah, I mean that's a show worth marking out to. If Larry David had a liquor of some sort and he did a commercial and just did a sip and was like, "It's pretty good," I would be like, "Okay, I'm in. I would buy it."
That's a pretty good advertising campaign.
I mean, he doesn't need the money, but if he were to do it, that would be the way you'd go about it.
Have you seen Ricky Gervais? He's got his own vodka, I think it is. It's called Dutch Barn,
Okay.
and he's always on the internet because I follow him. So he has he posts the ads, and his ads are very. A lot of them they won't play on the BBC.
Okay.
Because he talks about alcohol. It kills this many people a year. Dutch Barn.
That's good. That's great.
But I might buy that. I'm a big Ricky Gervais fan.
Okay, honest question. I don't know the answer to this for real. Is he gay or is he not gay?
I don't believe he's gay.
Okay.
I think he lives with a woman. I never thought he was.
Yeah.
I never thought he was gay.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I really don't know. I don't know that much about him. But sometimes those accents and the way they accentuate words, you kind of get a vibe or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know what
Yeah, a little. I mean, a little.
Not that there's
A
anything
little
wrong with it.
flamboyant.
Yeah, like the inflection's a little.
I mean, sometimes there's guys that.
I mean, if he's not, he's not.
I have no idea, but for sure, you'll meet a guy and he's just like just like just like this, like just that,
Yeah.
and oh, Sarah, come over here, to my wife Sarah.
Yes.
And we have 3 kids, and you're like,
The Chrisleys.
is that exactly?
Yes, yeah.
Is there a possibility that there's men out there that act like that are completely heterosexual, and that's just how they are? I don't know maybe you can bring up somebody to act like this. I don't know, because women don't act like that. Why do extremely flamboyant gays act like women on steroids? It's just
I don't know.
crazy, like.
We did talk about last week. Speaking of women, last week we just threw the thought out there of like when guys pee and we've got like enlarged prostates or something and we drip kind of thing, and we were like, do women do the same thing? I've gotten to the bottom of this issue.
I forgot about it. Yes.
I asked a woman.
Yes, and the answer is
No, they do not.
they go and they're done.
It just vacuums
They
right
don't
out.
have
apparently.
because they don't have prostates. Maybe
Maybe
it's a whole different deal because our penis has to do a lot.
it's a lot of action going on.
Yeah, it's got
It goes to war
It's
every
gotta-
15 minutes.
Yeah, it's got to continue. It's got to continue life on the planet. Our penis. We got to make sure that stuff gets out of here.
Yeah, my penis, they're like, you got to go in again, son. I'm like, really? Like, again? I got to
Again?
go another tour of duty? Seriously?
Sorry about that. It doesn't get better.
No, I can't imagine. I do have my colonoscopy coming up. It got rescheduled, so I do have that in a couple weeks. I've got to do a pre-appointment and then the actual. Is it colonoscopy? Is that what it is? I say it.
Yeah,
a little.
colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy.
No, don't do it.
And I got to do it. I got to do it. So it's coming up, and I've got all my liquids waiting.
Well, it's a double whammy.
To-
Something up your ass. Plus, you got to poop the
No!
whole night before.
Well, I'm asleep when something's up my butt.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
that's cool.
But yeah,
Rock on.
sometimes they puncture shit up there, and then it fucking ruins your life. Puncture.
If I was a doctor, I would just lie and be like, you had a bunch of polyps up there, and we got them all.
They
But
probably
meanwhile,
do.
like maybe there's no polyps at all, but like they have to make it look worthwhile. Like, dude, you should- whew. You don't know what was going on up there. It was
I
crazy.
think I had one colonoscopy, and I think they said they got one polyp. So, and I don't even, maybe benign polyps aren't even.
Did they test it?
I think they said it was. I don't know. They didn't act like it needed to be tested or anything. So,
And really,
I don't know.
in reality, I don't think I don't. Maybe it's different now. Like they send you test results, but usually you would just get a call from the doctor or a voicemail, and they would go, "Hey, it's Doctor Such and Such. Just want to let you know we got that polyp, and it was non-cancerous." And then you just kind of move on, but you don't really know if the doctor actually did their job. Like you're putting all this faith in the doctor to make sure they're doing everything correctly, but we don't really know.
People act like doctors are just human beings, and like they're ethically and morally superior to everyone. And in every business, and now medicine is a big business. Even if you're a solo practitioner,
Yep.
you're making a bunch of money. I mean, I'm sure there's some fudging that goes along. Oh yeah, that mold definitely needs to be scooped out. No, it doesn't. Yeah, but that's
how you make your money.
$600 right there. Scoop.
Let's get that thing out of there.
And they throws in trash.
Yeah, there's got to be some
There's just human nature.
some scamming on whatever end it is.
Yeah, that's why I don't know how you do healthcare. You can't do it the way we do it
What do you mean?
because it sucks. Like a quarter of Americans have huge medical debt.
Oh yeah.
It's a horrible system. It didn't used to be. When my parents were growing up, nobody had medical debt.
It does seem like a weird
The
thing.
prices went thousands upon thousands of dollars, tens of thousands.
You want to go to the Canadian system? Is that what you want to do?
I don't know what to do about it, but there's got to be there's a way to do it, but we don't know how to do it.
Is the Canadian system worth a damn?
I don't know. I hear both sides.
I do
hear,
too.
I had to wait 2 years to get this.
Yeah, but then again, I go to make an appointment with a specialty doctor or whatever the hell it is, and they're like, "Yeah, we can get you in October." Like, what?
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ! Like October? Like, and then you go there and they go, "Well, we can't really do anything about it. We're going to send you somewhere else," and then the cycle continues.
It sucks. Like our primary care doctor we had for 20 years, he went corporate. And so
He sold out. He was independent.
he
He signed a
totally-
record label. Now he's on tour.
totally sold out. Now you go there and you're not going to see him. You're going to see the physician's assistant
Yep.
every time. You're never going to see. He's man about town. He got that corporate money, and
He's in the back
Yeah.
getting lunch served by some sort of pharmaceutical
farm
rep.
rep. Yeah.
He's back there eating bagels and cream cheese.
So it sucks, and I don't understand. We can't explain to people about how the corporatization of things just sucks so bad. It ruins everything. It ruined radio.
Yeah.
Totally ruined it. I guess I can't say that right.
Well, no, I mean there's a certain aspect of it that's I get.
It totally took the content out of radio. It's like you listen to like the DJs are all a bunch of interns, and they're just doing.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
They're doing speed breaks and pre-recorded speed break by interns, and that's it. There's no personalities. There's a handful of grandfathered in personalities, and all the new people, they're not even trying to entertain people.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
it's like, man, that sucks. God, the legendary shows they used to have. Every town had their own morning show that dominated and usually was pretty good. Usually was pretty funny. Every freaking town from big city, New York City to Jacksonville, Tupelo, Mississippi, there was the breakfast gang in Tupelo trying their best to entertain you in the morning. Now you got nothing.
What a rant! What a rant! You just went off. You just went off. Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It's weird. Like, I mean, did you see what the cuck did today?
The lawsuit or what? No.
Oh no, I didn't even think. I forgot about the lawsuit.
Yeah,
That's so 3 days ago. Although we can, I personally, I don't know what the cuck.
It's like they already dismissed it for the first time the police went, yeah, nothing to see here.
Right.
And technically, I'm sure there's some stuff that technically happened You know, like grabbing somebody's phone, maybe. Right? Didn't he grab her phone?
Yeah, I guess Calta
what-
grabbed her phone.
But what's that worth?
Well, the damages, it's like, it's the old mental anguish thing. And I'm like,
For somebody grabbing your phone?
I don't know. Yeah, like it seems weird to me. And I'm thinking to myself, like, boy, I really used to think those brothers, those attorneys and lawyers, all doctors, I thought they were like more like upstanding. And it's really, but that's okay. That's regardless.
Yeah.
It's not my world. I don't give a
Lawyer
shit.
and upstanding in the sentence doesn't really make any sense for any lawyer.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's weird. But then, like, I'm kind of looking at him going, I kind of hope Calta countersues or something, right? Like, because he's being made out to look like this piece of crap for, in reality, like, this broad lunged at him, okay? And I don't know. It's a weird situation, but
The only thing is he's a excuse me, he's a hothead. Like remember going to the Universal Studios and him threatening to kick this midget's ass or something.
I remember opening a door at the old studio with this guy's head, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this dude ain't trifling. Like it was, I was like, that guy's no joke. Like Calta, he was no joke in that moment when he took this listener who was an asshole and shoved him down the hall and opened the door with his head. I was like, man, good on you. Like, that's an interesting take on it. Like,
so
conflict resolution at that moment in time wasn't a thing.
Yeah, but so he's definitely a hothead in the moment sometimes. And when in that video, even though she don't look good at all, she don't look good. Anything she did doesn't look good, but he does have that cowhead kind of see red reaction, which doesn't look good.
But I can't blame him.
But maybe you can convince a stupid jury.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Maybe.
I don't.
But
I still
don't know.
okay. So
I think it's like the quick buck of like, oh, let's settle out real quick and get like
maybe
because they named Cox.
So you go in deep pockets,
right? So you go deep pockets and you go, okay, well, what are they willing to spend on litigation for this thing? How quickly can we get this knocked out? Stroke a check for X amount of dollars and be done with it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Who can we sue?
No, I'm talking about the new one today with this Hulk Hogan death hoax.
Oh, that.
Did
I haven't. How have I not seen that at all?
I saw it on TMZ.
The TMZ's pretty. I mean,
right.
No, they are. They their information's usually they're.
Well, not when they're getting it from the cuck. They were going based off of the cucks.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying that it's not. It might be fake on that end, but it's a real story out there because TMZ covered it. So it's a real story now.
A really,
it could be
really fake story.
Completely fake like everything else. What happened to him and what? Who was it? What's the guy that Bischoff was it? And it's going to be so good.
Oh, they're wrestling.
And they're in black and white.
Yeah.
They're going to. That they're doing this stupid shit.
Whoa, yeah. And he just. It's like this evil, sinister plan to start a freestyle wrestling league.
Did that flop already?
I don't know.
I never heard about it.
Couldn't tell you, man. I really don't know. Nor do I give a shit. I'm not watching.
He makes the worst business decisions.
I mean,
Imagine when he was together. Then Earl Boss and Hootie got together making bad decisions.
Just a real Dumb and Dumber episode.
What do you get out of that? A sex tape, I guess.
I got an idea. All right, now I'll do that. I'll do this, and
Which one convinced the other one? Who knows? They both immediately went, "That's the greatest idea ever."
I think the weirdest part to me about this thing that happened today with him saying that Hogan was on his deathbed, when in fact I guess he's not, is like. I feel
it's desperation.
It's not even that. Like, if you're a radio station that hires that guy, at what point do you go, dude? like as a broadcaster, I mean, we're doing a pod. This is like a totally different thing. We're not held to some high standard on any level, right? But when you are on the public airwaves, and you are supposed to have some sort of like public responsibility, right? Like, all kidding aside,
Back in the day.
there's, I know, right? And it went like completely off the rails, and now like there's no aspect of like any public responsibility for being in charge of the airwaves and the information that gets out, and it's just like you can just make up shit and float it out there. But at some point,
I think you can.
At what point did the station ownership go, okay, man, you've been using this as your pulpit and for free plugs and making up shit and lying about people for like years? At what point did they go, I don't think this is a good idea anymore?
Well, I don't think that he's...
That's me having hatred for all parties involved, but me being completely kind of like trying to be unbiased about it.
I think in this day and age, when you're on the platforms he is, which not that many people are listening to, you know, and the people that are older, they're listening to the platforms that they're listening to. There's nobody. You're not getting a public outrage. You're not making the news. It made the news, but nobody's reading the news like that.
Well, it made the news, but then it's a lie.
I would not have known about it, and I read a lot of news unless I was told about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it didn't make my news. So they're like, yeah, whatever. He can do whatever he wants.
It's just a weird.
As long as, you know.
It's like the hits keep coming, dude. Like,
Let's keep going.
Like, again, I hate all of them. And I have bottles of champagne marked for much like Dave Portnoy does. Like, I've got bottles of champagne marked that when the time comes, I'm popping the bottle. But, dude, leave the man alone. Like, just let him be. Let him enjoy his sex tape money, whatever it is that he's got going on. How much are you going to drag? Like, I don't know.
He's on his deathbed.
Right?
What was was there any details about Hogan being on his deathbed?
No, I guess he had a neck surgery and he had to go to the hospital because he had a neck surgery. So it's like a recovery thing.
That was it.
I guess that was it.
A real downer, a real letdown on TMZ. Boy, man,
Yeah,
you see those...
I mean, everybody's licking their chops like, oh.
Hoping.
I mean,
that's a good story.
I mean, who doesn't?
That's a big story. It's a lead story. Hulk Hogan dead.
Which
74.
I find it disgusting and repugnant when people always try to break dead people news to begin with. Like, I'm just not a fan of that. Like, I don't want to be the first to break dead man news. I know that's like the thing
I'll break it right now.
Right? Like, like people love breaking dead man news. I'm more of I'll wait until that news comes out, then speak about it. Maybe after all the family knows. Maybe, you know, like,
you're such a considerate and courteous individual, man.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I'm certainly not, you know, one to do death hoaxes and shit like that. Like, that just, you know, I don't know.
Still in the game. What are they called? He's still hype. He's still working. Jamie the Plumber, 2,750 bits. Hot damn. Woo! Thank you, Jamie the Plumber. Appreciate it. Woo! He didn't come down. Oh, Jamie the Plumber, he gifted 5 tier 1 subs as well. That makes it 132 he's gifted. That's impressive. Thank you very much.
What about this nuclear war?
Hey,
I mean, what are we doing?
If you don't think about it.
I can't help but think about it.
But
do you know for how long every week prior to the presidential election on this and it's like this or that and how many times have I said to you, as long as we don't have nuclear war, everything else can be kind of solved. They can figure everything else out. You cannot figure out nuclear war. Like, that's a problem there's no coming back from. And here we are, perhaps at the precipice. Perhaps not. You're reading the chat. What?
No, but I was listening to you, but then the chat got me. I'm sorry. It says, you guys, Bubba Loves Calta says, you guys forgot to spend 10 minutes introducing yourselves and telling people to not Google you. You're missing out on great content. You know, it's probably, there's certain things that you should, even though we're doing this for fun.
Yeah.
It would probably behoove us to have a little more self-promotion. Just a tad. It's like we're anti-promotion. We could just be half-ass promotion. It'd be better than what we're doing now.
We're so punk rock, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
fuck,
man.
Fuck the man. We don't want people to listen to us.
Yeah, man.
We're just hanging. I'm turning the mic's fucking off.
We're straight edge too. On top of it, we don't do anything. We don't enjoy a libation. Nothing, man. We're punk rock and straight
That's
edge.
right. Anti-everything.
I love that. Did you ever? There was a movie back in the day. Oh God, the name. It was called like PCH High or something, and it was about this punk rock guy, and everything was anti-establishment.
Yeah.
Screw the man and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the movie, he was like in a suit
Yep.
and basically
That's
going.
how it works.
And he was like, what I realized is the best way to change the system is to be in the system. It was something along those lines. And it was kind of deep. And I was like going, that's what every 99% of punk rockers and anti-establishment, you become part of the establishment, whether you sort of like it or not. And the fringe 1% that don't become part of the establishment end up getting offed by a cop in some sort of rogue attack or something like that, right? Like it's just, you can't be completely anti everything and expect to get through, and without living off the government. You out of here? That's it.
I'm completely anti-everything.
You're not though. You're not. You're not anti everything. Like
No, I'm not.
But there are those people out there that are just anti everything, no matter what. And you know, you gotta have a little gray.
Boy, it's what you said before, to be part of the system. I don't think if you're not part of the system, you can be as eloquent or whatever as you want, and you ain't gonna get nothing done, because that will just squash you. So you got to worm your way up to the top, and nobody's doing that. Good Mr. Good Guy worming his way to the top. That never happens.
It's true. There'll be those CEOs and like, man, he's a really great guy. And then after he dies or retires or something like that, then books get written. They're like, man, the nightmare stories I can tell you about that guy.
Yeah, you don't know anybody.
No.
Unless you like personally know someone for 20 years, you don't know anybody. People can fake the funk like nobody's business out in public.
And there are those people that are good guys to their family, right? But they're shrewd businessmen. And I don't know what's better. Like, do you want to be shrewd towards your family and better in business, or do you want the opposite of that? I would like to think you'd want him to be better at home and shrewd at work, but either way, somebody's going to call you an asshole later.
Either way, somebody's getting screwed.
Yeah. So half of your life is going to get
You're being a dick.
the bad side of you.
Yeah. I'd be fascinated to know what kind of dick I would become if I was given power.
Oh, you'd be intolerable.
I think I would be. I would be.
What kind of power are we talking?
I would be my mission to only be corrupted that much.
Oh,
See, a little bit.
good stuff.
Hey, man, I'm gonna get some perks, bitch.
So you want perks,
some
but you
perks.
want equitable distribution of the corruptness.
What?
You-
No, there's no more corruptness because I'm in charge and things are good, and I'm just corrupt. I'm just corrupt a little bit,
All right,
and everything's great.
and they go, hey man,
Everything's great.
here's $1 million. Just say this real quick for us. Can you just do that? Here's $1 million.
Ah, sure.
All right. Hey, there's this vaccination that we got coming out.
See, look, I
Here's
know
10
people,
milli.
See, people, you shouldn't believe me, but if I got, like, somebody gave me $10 million or $5 million, I really couldn't be bought after that. And then fuck you, because I'm. You can ask
Because that's FU money to begin with.
Well, there's not much. It wouldn't take much for me to not be corrupted because you can ask anybody. I'm just the most contented man ever. Like,
Okay.
greed is not a thing for me. It's not a thing because I don't give a fuck. You give me $1 billion, I could give a fuck. Give me $1 million, great. I'm on easy street.
All right. Let's say there's a new vaccination that's coming out. All right. We're not going to say what it's for, what it's about, or anything like that.
yeah.
Let's just throw that scenario out. And they go, hey, we're going to give you $3 million, not to talk about it, not doing anything, just to take it.
I'll fucking take it. No way. No, I'm
you
not
wouldn't
taking
take
it.
it?
No.
Oh man, I don't know, dude.
Talking about your health is priceless. You don't know about that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I hear
turbo
ya.
cancer or some kind of shit. Like 6 months later, you got pancreatic cancer, and you're like, wow, that $3 million ain't doing me shit now.
What about there's a vaccination that came out recently, within a few years or so. What if they turned the tables and started really paying people, not in cheeseburgers and gift cards and shit like that? What if they actually really started paying people for that?
To get vaccinated.
Yeah. I don't know what we can talk about. We can't. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where.
I don't think that. I mean, we're just talking in general.
In general vaccination terms, maybe with one that came out a few years ago, it's got a lot of people that maybe have taken it already, and it's got.
You see, it has to be a money laundering scheme though, because they're all about profit. So they would have to, for every vaccination, the government gives them money. That would be the deal, and they can offer it for cheaper. I mean, they can give you money.
Let's just say
so you're gonna give you $5. People $5. I jab me up.
Let's just say you won the vaccination lottery, okay? And they're like, hey, of all these people that are willing to get it, somebody's name's getting drawn, and you're getting $1 million, but you gotta take it.
That's a good one.
Are you
They should
doing
have
it?
done fun stuff like that.
Yeah, make it
That would
fun.
have been fun.
Make it fun for
Was
everybody.
he gonna do it? He did it.
And you don't have to pay capital gains on your winnings either. It's just straight up.
Sweet.
I mean, would you do it at that point?
No.
No.
I'm not doing it. I'm a content person. I'm not looking to trade anything for $1 million that I don't want to trade. And my health is way more precious than anything.
Yeah, but then you could take the money, get some kick-ass insurance. You could.
I'm not looking to go to the doctor. That's why I
make
swam.
some doctor's
That's why I
appointments.
swam 30 laps before the hang tonight. It was 4:45, and I said, "Fuck it," in the pool.
I like how you're swimming like a canine would in a jump pool.
I do the breast. No, I do this stroke because I got bad shoulders, so I do this stroke. It's the
would
dorky
love
stroke
to
where they
see
bob
that.
up and you bob up and down. They look like idiots. I look like a fool.
Is it the frog swim? What are you doing with the legs? You
It's
kicking out the legs?
Yeah, but I got a MCL tear, so I only kick with one leg.
You're just a wounded duck in a pool.
It's pathetic. It's one leg. I'm doing this, and then I'm one leg kicking.
I would love to get video. 30 laps of that, huh?
I'm a good swimmer, though, so
I mean, kinda.
Oh, like if I had to use my other leg, I could.
Little do you know, your one leg, but you're just swimming around in a circle the whole time.
I'm kicking ass. It's like I forgot what I was going to say.
We were talking about swimming and money for shots.
I'm a good swimmer. I'm not going to drown. I'm not going to drown.
That's important. Yeah. Have you seen the videos, like, when you got a little baby and you take them to the swim school, and then they get to that test part where they just huck the kid in the pool?
Yep.
And it's like up to them. You're not allowed to save them or anything like that. And it's like the most heart-wrenching thing to watch your child as they just get chucked in a pool and they got to figure it out. Like, that's bad to watch. That's got to be scarring
fun.
somewhere
That's fun
down the
to
road.
watch.
What are you talking about?
And they're not going to drown. They're not going to drown.
It seems like such a
them in.
dick move.
You can toss like a newborn in, and they immediately hold their breath. They're like, it's like an instinct. They're like, "Oh, I'm underwater."
Back in the womb. Yeah, but how long are they holding their breath for? I mean, what do they got in them? 5 seconds before they're gulping water?
That's tiny lungs.
That's a tiny lung, dude.
Teeny lungs.
It is,
But they don't need a lot of air. They're teeny tiny.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, there is nothing more pathetic than a grown adult, like 30-something, that doesn't know how to swim. And I know there's people like that out there.
Maybe they were just underprivileged, Matt.
Even if you're underprivileged, at some point, at 30, I feel like you could kind of figure it out. You don't need swim lessons per se, but
Didn't you ever want to go to the lake?
You can ask a friend, right? Like, be like, hey, man.
Down to the river?
Yeah, somewhere along the line where maybe you go, yeah, I got it. Maybe I'll just try to kick and paddle a little bit. Like, But there's, you'll find people on a boat and they're like, oh, I don't know how to swim. You're like, I'm 35 years old. What are you doing?
Don't get Donna started on this.
Uh-oh.
She's starting to like see these drowning videos, and you see the people. And she's like, how do people not know how to keep themselves up? You know, is it? If you don't know how to swim, is everybody? If you're going to drown. 100%. If you don't know how to swim, you're going to be going, I don't know how to keep myself. Or there's some people who are like, well, I guess you just kind of do this. I don't know.
I would
don't know.
feel like at a certain age.
Does no one know how to tread water? If you don't know how to swim, you can't tread water and you're going to drown.
I don't know. Like, it's the weirdest thing in the world to see a grown person tread water and then go bye-bye. Like, how bad. They really can't figure anything out. Is it lack of coordination?
It might be.
Like,
I'm not. It might not be. Maybe anybody who can't swim drowns if you throw them in water. I don't know. Maybe you're athletic, you get out. I don't know. Ned's Navy said it should be a Florida law. Kids pass a swimming class by 3 or 4. State should pay for it also. See, Ned's Navy.
hey, easy on the state paying for it, Ned's Navy. We've got enough going on. I agree with the spirit of it.
That's the nanny state, though. We taught our kids to swim.
Yeah.
Like at 3 or 4 because we had a pool. It's like the sooner we can teach our kids to swim, the less, you got to worry. You got to make sure that door's locked for every day, 24/7.
Well,
until your kids are old enough to swim.
And was it a rule back in the day that you had to have the kiddie gate around the pool?
No, I don't think it was back when we had kids.
Yeah,
I think it is now.
So back in the day, you
it was that
literally
door.
had to rely on the door.
It was the 3 doors.
That was it.
It was those 3. Those got to be locked.
3 points of fuckery.
Yeah, it's like right now we got 3 kitten doors. It's like 3 levels of protection.
And then they made you start putting in the kiddie gates.
Yep.
And then they made you start buying the goddamn gate, which was like $1,500 to gate off your pool. Yeah. But I was okay with that. Like, I don't want kids drowning in my pool. Like, what an awful thing to happen.
Don't come in my yard. The fuck you doing in my backyard? Why are you jumping in my pool?
Maybe they didn't know how to swim until it was too late. I don't know.
It's called an attractive nuisance.
I mean, you could go to a public pool and just hop on in, right? Like,
Ugh.
I mean, I wouldn't. Like,
Have you ever been to a public pool?
They're vile.
I've been to a public pool like once or twice.
My son puked in one.
Oh.
And they had to blow the whistle and pull everybody out and then clean the yak out.
How do you clean the yak out?
They took a pool net. They took like a...
they cleaned the net and the other yak. The liquid net yak just blended in.
Oh, I don't know. They did like pool noodles around it, like to rope it off. Like they rope off the section. They blow the whistle. Everybody gets out. And there's like a 15-minute mandatory thing.
Like a puke drill. Like a puke drill, right?
Yeah, and
All hands on deck.
They rope it off like it's an oil slick, right? And then they get in there and they...
There's a seagull in the puke.
Poor guy had to rinse him off from the sink.
Had to get the dawn out.
Hey, don't worry. We'll get this oil off of you with plenty of other chemicals. Here, let me spray that oil with a mixture of 300 other chemicals that are...
See, they totally didn't tell you that. We took all the natural birds' oils away, and they all drowned. It looks really good on camera. Look, he's clean now.
He's so shiny.
He's dead meat.
This bright green soap is gonna do the trick for you.
You were talking about the Trump thing and the you were talking about the wars and everything. As long as there's not nuclear war,
yes,
everything's all right.
Yeah.
And it's like one of my few positive talking points where I could always say, well, that I had 2 talking points for Trump. He made it a federal crime to abuse animals.
Okay.
I was like, that's good.
Common sense.
And he's like, he didn't get us in war. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't like people dying. So now I'm kind of out of ammunition if he starts, because if he uses the bunker buster or whatever, we would win in a war against Iran, obviously, but they got those hypersonic missiles and our military bases would be sitting ducks, and so we're going to lose lives. So if he does that, I don't know how he stays president.
I'm so
Losing American lives, that ain't cool.
I'm so torn on it, dude. Like, I'm really torn on it because I see both sides and all that. And I try to stay gray and think about all the aspects. And then at the end of the day, I guess I come back to like, well, better us than them, right? Like, I don't know. Like, if Iran had nukes and they were going to get nefarious with them, yeah, I don't want them having them, right? Like, and then the other side of the argument is like, well, we have them. Why shouldn't they be able to have them, protect themselves and all that? But at the same time, I just come back to like rock, flag, and eagle. I just get all American, and I'm like, yeah, we gotta defend ourselves, and if that's what they're gonna do, then we got to make sure that they are not able to do it. Like, it's a very like
ignorant
yeah, like a bit ignorant, but
yeah, you can't think that way anymore. You got to think more
global. I know, but I'm in America and I don't want to get nuked.
So you think that the government of Iran?
Now, I'm not saying my thinking's correct.
Is so stupid that they're going to launch a nuke against Los Angeles so that we can obliterate them with 500 ICBMs the next day. It's a suicide. You think they're on a suicide mission?
Well,
they ain't fucking doing that.
Yeah, but
all these religious leaders are phonies, man. They're all billionaires. Check it out.
I know there's so many layers to it, and then I look at it, but then I go, okay, well, then we don't want Russia getting involved, and you know, Russia's got more nukes than us, man. I was looking at a nuke chart today of some video, and they're like the top like 12 countries or whatever that has nukes by numbers, and we got less than Russia. Russia has like, allegedly, of course, like 4,299 nukes. It's a lot of nukes. I mean, we got like 3,000 something. My point is, throughout the world, it's a lot of nukes. I'd rather not escalate to that point at all. Like, at all. Like, that's... Yeah. There's no coming back.
You also have to believe that everything you're hearing from the Western media is the truth, which is laughable.
It's
laughable. And when you think of Iran, you probably you kind of start drifting into the Middle Eastern feel of people in the desert and wearing this chic outfit. If you look at Iran, it's a beautiful country. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world.
Not for long.
And the people, they were a modern country until the theocracy took over. So
I don't know,
the media's not going to tell you that. They're just like, we need to brown those brown people. They're not as brown as these other ones, but they're a little bit brown. Excuse me.
I was pretty tripped out, like when Pelosi went to Taiwan.
I was hoping for a Chinese attack.
I was so tripped out that day.
I was praying right then.
I was like, we gotta get the bug out bags. We gotta get stuff ready. And I was freaking out. Like, I was freaking out.
I thought the Chinese had it out for Pelosi.
Whatever was gonna happen, it seemed tense, and I was getting internally stressed about it. And I looking back on it, I'm like, why did you work yourself up so hardcore about it? But I did.
Watching the news.
I know, but I did. I couldn't help it. And she lands there and does her meeting and then flies away and everything's good and nothing happens. And I'm like going, great. Wow, that was a close call. And then I go, no, it was bullshit.
Yeah, there you go. It was bullshit.
And now we move on down the line. And then you realize that, much like we've discussed before, is every decade somebody's going to have some sort of event, for whether it was the 9/11 or
every decade.
Every decade's got the one, right? So it's
we've already had ours with the COVID, and now we're going to have another one.
Right. So it's like the next generation's going to have their event. Is this going to be the event? I hope not.
It's like 3 times every 10 years now.
It's ramping up.
Like when you go down the drain at the end, it gets really fast.
Super fast.
Super fast.
Well, then I'm watching the news, and again, my anxiety took over, and I'm like, okay, off to the bank. So I went to the bank and got some cash out as much as I could, as much as my bank let me take out that day. Thanks a lot, bank. That's really scary.
Don't get.
I mean, it's literally
started on that either.
It's literally the only cash I had on me was what I took out last night, right? And
it's crazy that you can't take out as much of your own cash, though. It's crazy. Your own cash.
I mean, if there would be a run on the banks, if there was true nuclear threats or something like that, and there was a true run on the bank, everybody's screwed.
Everybody's screwed.
And then, but then I went to the store and loaded up on canned goods. And I kind of justified it because I'm going, well, hurricane season's coming up anyways. So in reality, it's
So
a twofold.
Always, there's nothing wrong with having some food.
I should be doing that
Nothing wrong
anyways.
with that, yeah.
So I loaded up and got like a whole shopping cart full of canned goods, and a lot of them were BOGO. So I was like, okay, this is pretty sweet. I spent I think it was like $67 on canned goods. And I had more goddamn canned goods than I would have ever thought I'd have in my life. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's a meal for two at Chili's for
It's true.
40 minutes in time. Okay? Me sitting down with some chips and salsa and a burger and a beer, I'm getting out of there for $70.
Yeah.
I got a shopping cart full of canned goods for like 67 that'll last me at least a few weeks, you know?
Easily. Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, I gotta eat more canned goods. Like this is pretty cheap, like compared to your normal everyday dining experience.
Oh, my God.
You know, I'm like, canned goods is where it's at, dude.
It's like, Donna, she cooks every night until, and we only go out, rarely, like, every 3 or 4 weeks. And it's like, I can't imagine how we afford to live if I went out to eat every night.
Oh, those people that go out
So
3-4 nights a week.
You're insane.
You know how many cans you could get for that?
Exactly.
Now I'm measuring everything in Satoshis and cans.
How old are you now? 74?
I'm 75.
Nobody's gonna have more cans than me. I'm gonna live forever after the Holocaust.
And I can recycle them and get a penny. Yeah. Do they still do that?
The sewer peas. You got some carrots, spinach.
I did look at. I was looking at what was in the cans,
Lima beans.
and I was like, some sort of like queso, Mexi queso thing, and I'm like, well, that looks delicious in an apocalypse. Like I really shouldn't be worried about flavors. If it comes down to it.
Donna's Apocalypse stash has, it's got some treats. You gotta have treats.
But I was like,
It's nice in the apocalypse to go, want a Tootsie Roll? Yeah! I lost my left arm yesterday, but I sure like a Tootsie Roll.
I did compare. I was like, cut green beans or sweet peas, and I was like, green beans, man. A little salt on green beans. This is gonna be all right. This is gonna be
all
put
right.
back to sweet peas.
I mean, I always had canned green beans as a youngster when my mom would make dinner. And then Donna, she likes to make the fresh green beans. I was like, man, them fresh green beans are way better than canned green beans.
Yeah, but isn't it weird that now, like, we view that food as like emergency only?
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
that's what
what do we have
That's
to
what I
eat?
grew up on.
Yeah, there was-
every night it was the sewer peas or green beans
And goulash.
canned corn,
Yes.
canned corn.
But now it's like, oh, all we have to eat is beans and canned corn. It's like, yes, you will eat this healthy food in case of an emergency. This is the only time where you will eat healthy shit.
Yep.
Everything else is completely unhealthy.
Big Kahuna says French cut style canned green beans aren't bad. I would say that I did prefer the French cut style canned green beans.
That's exactly. I got the French cut. You sprinkle a little salt on
It's
it.
pretty good.
Call it a day.
The French cut. You slice beans in half and call it the French cut. Look at the slice. Oh, wee wee.
I'm gonna learn to start making my own bread.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm not.
Oh, damn it. I was looking
I
forward
was-
to that. Bring me some.
That's like a whole process. It takes like 8
It's a pain
hours
in
to
the
make a loaf of
ass.
bread.
Yeah, I think it's a real project. You got to be dedicated to the bread making life.
You do. You got to know like your combinations and your yeast mixtures and all this stuff.
I can't remember whether it was my mom or my older brother, but they like were into bread making for a minute, like everybody else is.
Yep.
For a minute, but boy, that was some good bread. Get that fresh out of the oven.
It's good.
Ooh, that's good.
It's not 8 hours in the kitchen worth good though.
No, but if you're just eating it, ooh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Thanks, older brother. Mmm, delicious bread.
Thanks
Fresh and
thanks for spending your entire workday working on this one tiny loaf of bread.
checking, making sure it's rising properly. That's all that bullshit.
And when it comes out badly, and all you hear is them go, "Damn it!"
It's wasted time, a wasted loaf.
A whole day into it, and they kneaded it wrong or whatever the hell.
You were talking about Taiwan.
Yeah.
If you're China, why wouldn't you invade Taiwan tomorrow.
In due time.
Why? But look, we're all depleted from the Ukraine. We got this whole Iran deal going on. Pfft, it'd be cakewalk for China.
It would be
It's a
it would be
cakewalk.
a cakewalk anyways.
I think we're gonna say, we have a treaty with Taiwan. I think we're gonna say, yeah, about that treaty, boys. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
We didn't modify it. We let it slip. The expiration date's passed.
I bet it's a bad time.
Well, we've never explicitly said that we are going to like defend them, right? That's like the workaround. It's like we've never said that we're going to.
It's the loophole.
Yeah, it is. It's
We
kind of like
might really do something.
yeah, it's like an unspoken thing. Like
Yep.
we got your back, dude. But if it really goes down, we'll have to assess the situation at that moment in time. It's a weird posture we've taken to defend them.
Now, as Americans, we believe in democracy and everything, and you and I are family men, and here in the United States, and we believe in democracy and freedom. If China invaded Taiwan tomorrow, would you be in favor in having a war with China?
No.
Okay, me either.
No.
It's like you can have it.
That's
There's some things that are worth fighting for, and it's got to be.
That's why we're trying so desperately to make chips in the U.S. and anywhere
That's
else.
what
in the
we need to be
world.
doing.
I don't say the only thing they have. That's not fair to Taiwan. But one of the main things they have is the chips, right? But if they aren't making all the chips anymore, and we're making the chips outside of Taiwan, then it's kind of like we don't really have to.
Yes, sorry about your luck.
Yeah,
You shouldn't be located 50 miles from China.
We've used you we've used you and depleted
That
for
big.
all you're worth. And
See, sometimes you got to be a dick.
yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to war, dude.
I don't know, over Taiwan. Sorry about your luck. Sorry about your luck, man.
I'd love to
That's
help,
why. See, we've gone
but
back.
I'm a little short right now.
Yeah, get back to me next week. See, the war's
I
over.
get-
Sorry.
I get paid next week. Can you come back, Taiwan? I don't know what to tell you.
We've gone backwards. Back in the 1800s, when James Monroe was president, there was the Monroe Doctrine, and it was we only worry about shit in North America, Central America, and South America in our hemisphere. And we don't worry about any of that shit. We won't even get involved. Well, how is that not the perfect way to view things? The shit that matters to you, close to you, you worry about, and we got rid of that. It's like, but that was back when people,
I'll tell
our
you.
leaders were more intelligent.
Well, no, it's also look. The world has completely
That's
changed.
true. It has changed. But
I mean,
yeah,
there's people spread out all over the world. You've got Americans over there. You've got people from there over here. Like it's a global economy now. It's not. You can't. The 1800s, man. You can't just at that moment in time for that period in that era. Okay, that was fine. But dude, we are all. This is gonna sound like such a peace thing. Like we're all one people, man. But I mean, we're spread out amongst the globe now.
But why does that mean we have to go to war?
It shouldn't.
Well, that's what the Monroe Doctrine. We worry about this. We don't worry about that. We
Yeah,
just
but-
worry about this.
But our interests are elsewhere now. Before our interests weren't there, they weren't able to be over there. But now our interests have expanded, and everybody else.
So you're
has
willing
as
to go to
well.
war with for our interests?
Look, don't Ted Cruz me.
I'm just trying.
Hey, Tucker, don't. You don't even know how many people are in Taiwan. There's 400, maybe 500 people.
Keep it all over here, man.
Yeah, I don't
Monroe
know.
Doctrine, man. Everybody else can.
Look, I would like
S a D.
Would I love to insulate ourselves a little more? Sure, but in reality, if I've got family overseas and
Well, that's their problem. You move away from. You can't expect to be protected by America.
I would
move away.
I would hope the world has a expectation of growing the fuck up and acting
That's-
like adults.
We're getting more childlike every day, man.
Right? Like
every day.
Every day we've become 2-year-olds on some level, and
And that,
I mean, even Trump, like you can love him, hate him, whatever. goddamn, I hate his little statements. Like today, they're like, "Well, are you gonna go to war with Iran?" And he goes, "I'm not gonna tell you that. Why would I tell you that? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what I'm going to do.
Nobody knows
Jesus
what I'm going to
Christ.
do.
And that's about the truest goddamn statement I've ever heard. Yeah, but that's at the same time, that's a bit frightening.
Yep. Like I said, I mean, and then you'll have the Trump supporters saying, "Trust. You got to trust Trump. You got to trust because he's the greatest deal maker in the world," which is something that's preposterous to even believe. But that's okay. Okay, and it's a litmus test. Okay, if he gets out of this without having to bomb Iran and get America involved at all, that'll be impressive. And I'll say, wow, this guy's bringing something to the table. But if he just goes like every other president, says, yeah, we're going to bomb Iran for Israel, I'll be saying, okay, he's just like everybody else, bought and paid for by the Israeli lobby.
Are you saying you don't support Israel? Is this what you're saying, Mike?
I don't support any other country other than America, and for some reason that's a bad thing to say. It's like I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Canada? You don't support Canada? It's in our hemisphere.
Them's your breaks. I support them, but I ain't going to war for them.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
But you see,
dude.
like something like that, sometimes you would. That's the only time you have to go to war. It's like, oh, you don't want. If Russia invades Canada, well, you got Russia on your border. Obviously, they invaded Canada. They're coming for us next. So then you have to go to war. It only when it really it's going to involve you. It's the only time you go to war. That's my opinion. No one has to agree with it. I'm a pacifist.
And you have your right to your opinion as a goddamn American.
Goddamn American for now. For now.
Except you're drinking that Rio beer from
Guatemala.
From Guatemala.
Who defeated Jamaica for the first time in the Copa Gold Cup. The CONCACAF.
If we could just solve everything with a nice game of football.
That's what Trey says. He said, world leaders should just have a boxing match. What's the difference?
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Because they're all so old.
Not even that. I mean, how bad would it suck if Macron whoops some ass, right? That would suck. If
he's young, though. Young.
He's young.
Donald thinks he's going to manhunt him. He'd fucking...
Yeah, like, oh, shit, Macron got us? No. Something like that. Some leader like that. What if Kim Jong... is it Kim Jong-un?
Yeah.
What if Kim Jong-un's more rugged than we imagined? What if he actually is the best golfer in the world and hit 11 holes in one on his first round like they say he did?
Might have.
What if he is really that good?
He's a jelly roll. It's a fat little turd.
Oh.
It's a fat little turd. I mean, the leaders they just elected baddest ass guy. Yeah, that's how it works. What's the difference? Shooting another guy? More of my guys shot more of your guys? Our bombs were bigger than yours? I don't know. It all, like you said, can't we just grow up?
Yeah,
it's so juvenile.
Yeah, we got more rockets, or we're using this. Guess what kind of rocket we're using today? And then they post videos about check out our new rockets.
Those rockets are badass, so.
You thought our rockets were good yesterday. Wait till you see the surprise today with our rockets.
I don't think they surprised today. They're supposed to surprise us. Actually, they did. It was like a one that went into space.
Okay.
And then comes back. It was an intercontinental
ICBM?
Yeah. Ballistic missile. Thank you. Intercontinental.
Goes all the way up and all the way down.
All the way down. Oh. Before you know it, you blow it up. Yeah. It is pretty cool to watch you see you're used to seeing the Iron Dome. Oh, it's taking out all the missiles. And you'll see the Iron Dome doing its thing, and then you'll see a hypersonic missile just go, can't stop them.
It's scary,
it's
man.
Too fast.
It's scary.
Tens of thousands of miles an hour. Sounds like alien technology to me.
Bunch of 2-year-olds with a lot of power and a lot of weapons.
What a tragic
end to the world.
A bunch of 2-year-olds. These people. How is it even a thing that every leader of every country is a moron, a corrupt moron? It shows you that corrupt morons will just claw their way to power, while the good guys are like, "Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, I just got fucked over by the moron."
But here's the thing. Okay, even if you go with the biggest conspiracy of going, okay, well, the deep state, and don't worry, they all have their bunkers and they'll survive and they'll be fine and they'll live, but even if you are one of these people in this faction of this tiny element of life that, yes, you will survive nukes, right?
Yeah.
And you and your family be fine. You're coming out to fucking nothing. You're coming out to nothing. So that sort of gives me some pause on these people that are, have the bunkers and are very powerful and they'll be okay. They'll only be, if there's mutually assured destruction, they're only okay for a period of time. There's fucking nothing left. They're popping up their heads to zero. So what's the point of all this power and all this deep state and all these profits and everything that's, involved in this, entangled in this conspiracy theory, if they pop up with nothing?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like,
no. And I've always said, okay, they survive, blah, 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 everything you said. And now you're living with a bunch of fucking cutthroat assholes.
yeah.
Sociopath. You're living with a bunch of... That's not going to work out.
Right.
Nobody's working for the common good. It's a bunch of fucking pricks.
Yeah, and if that conspiracy holds
That's
true,
how you live?
You've managed to find yourself in bunkers with similar people to you, which are cutthroat assholes.
Exactly.
Right.
It
So-
doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out. So that's where that conspiracy sort of falls apart for me. I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
Or they're like... Each one of those cutthroat assholes think like, yeah, well, then we're going to go in our underground bunker city and it's going to kick ass because we have everything, we need for 50 years. And I'm going to rise to the top. See, they all think that.
The
They
top of the
all
bunker.
think that. They all think they're going to be the leader of the bunker.
I'm president of the bunker.
That's how these people think.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just we got to grow the fuck up. So.
And we are not. Trace is, we always argue about going to Mars. And I'm like, we don't deserve to go to Mars. That's the thing. You trash your planet so bad because you're like the biggest trash species in the world. This planet could go on forever without humans. But we trash everything. And we done trashed it. Now we're going to go trash Mars. What a bunch of assholes.
In due time.
What a
Mike.
bunch of assholes. All right. Oh my God, this is revolutionary
What a hang.
podcasting right
I mean,
now.
that's just hour one.
Can you take the last hour and somehow dip every word in gold and frame it and we'll be right back. I blew the whole thing. It was
Damn it. It was so good.
so eloquent.
Very eloquent.
We'll be right back with more of The Hang. Yo, ICE, let's kick it. Ice, baby. Ice, baby. All right, stop. ICE is on a mission. Throw your ass in El Salvador prison. Riots. The U.S. flag they're lighting. Left says Trump is the one who's inciting. Will it ever stop? I don't know. Send them all back to Mexico. Send the Marines to stop them vandals. Light up their ass like a damn Roman candle. Blast. Smell the tear gas fumes. Knock you out with a rubber bullet boom. Peaceful is what the news is telling me. But smashing cop cars is a fucking felony. Burning our flag, you have to pay. Better self-deport because Trump don't play. Gavin's gonna sue. He said Trump halted. Put him in prison. That just might solve it. Ice, baby. Deport him. Ice, baby. Deport him, ice, baby. Deport him, ice, baby. Deport him now that the riots are jumping. Trump testified and his fists are pumping. Run from the joint cause the feds are raiding. Time to stop this massive invasion. Let's get so mad they tremble. Nancy Pelosi about to go mental. Now the riots left you in shambles. Move along, you're about to get trampled. Rolling, here come the po-po. Pack your shit up and hit the road. Guard is on standby, time to tell us bye-bye if you stop. Tear gas in your eye, saw a cop car get hit by a rock. Someone threw a brick through my favorite weed shop. The cops got mad, yo, and they shouted, hey, SA, check your attitude. Shit gets raw, more raw than sashimi. Turn on the news and drink a martini. Liberals out of their mind. AOC's a 6, but Melania's a 9. Trump needs to build that wall. Time to get real, make it tall. Gunshots and the tear gas smell. 86 Trump written in seashells. Shit is getting real and it's getting real fast. Call in eyes, take out the trash. LA freeways totally packed. On our flag, those scumbags all spat. Bag up, people, this is your wet dream. Sleepy Joe still eating ice cream. Gavin's gonna sue, he said Trump must halt it. Put him in prison, that just might solve it. Ice, ice, baby. Deport him, ice, ice, baby. Deport him, ice, ice, baby. Deport him, ice, ice, baby. Deport him. Green card, it's time for you to show it. You're illegal and you fucking know it. Lie down, cause shit's about to go down. ICE is ready and they're heading out to your town. Go back, this country is filled. Take back your fentanyl pills. Closing the border, that's a hell of a concept. Broke the law, so that's what you get. Oh shit, it's another ICE raid. Find a new gone guy, find a new maid. Go back, cross the Rio Grande. Send you back to your fucking homeland. Time to go, it's time to vamoose. Don't let the door hit you in the caboose. Gavin's gonna sue, he said Trump must halt it. Put him in prison, that just might solve it. Ice, ice, baby. Deport him, ice, ice, baby. Deport him, ice, ice, baby. Deport him, ice, ice, baby. Deport him. Yo, man, let's get out of here. Word to your madre. That's enough.
That everyone is talking about. The Hang. Elevate your listening journey.
Lingerer, man.
Yeah, totally.
Lingerer.
Alrighty. Welcome to The Hang with Mike and Matt.
Hi, Mike.
All kind of shenanigans going on in
Oh,
here.
man.
This is what happens. This is me when Donna's not here to
You're
keep me under wraps.
You're a mess.
It's almost a dog attack.
I mean, you know, you've hyped this dog up to be this beast, and then I find myself trapped in the studio with him, and I don't know what to do.
Last time you heard from us, we were up to no good. Gucci lame here, and I don't use protection. Tuttle might not punch your bone, gets erection. 20 gram blunt, but I smoked it in one session. Real quick, if we ever get locked up, will someone yell objection? Gucci lame here, and punch your bone too. If you see us in the streets, tell me what you gonna do. Yeah, we in the fast lane 102. Mess with us, guarantee we gon' shoot. Gucci lame and punch your bone. Outlandish. Everything we say or do, outlandish. Every day we drinking booze, outlandish. $50,000 shoes, outlandish. 20s on the PT Cruise, outlandish. Everything we say or do, outlandish.
Poacher Brown here, and you heard about my whip.
Rolling.
But you haven't heard about my 1,000-round clip. I'm a little bit crazy, but I'm on medication.
Insane.
If I don't take them, killing fools my occupation.
Killing.
Yeah, I'm on Zoli, so I don't do masturbation.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, I'll slap a hook, cause I got no patience.
That was Poacher Brown, he's got a 1,000-round clip.
Shots.
If I drive a four-wheeler, you know that I'm a flip.
Flip it.
Drink and touch vodka, yeah, I know you wanna sip.
You broke.
Get blacked out drunk, then my penis you gon' grip.
Don't touch Gucci lame or your ass I'm gonna kill. Don't mess with me, I'm crazy, cause I'm on so many pills. The song is outlandish and I hope it pays the bills. If it don't, I slit my throat, my blood is gonna spill.
Gucci lame and Poacher Brown, outlandish. Everything we say or do, outlandish. Every day we drinking booze, outlandish. $50,000 shoes, outlandish. 20s on the PT Cruise, outlandish. Everything we say or do, outlandish.
Hot damn. It's The Hang with Mike and Matt.
Can we hang as good as the first hour?
I mean, I think we almost should have dropped the mic and just Should have just dropped the mic.
And gone and played ping pong.
That's right. Next week, drop the mic. Don't forget Cluster F tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Dead Your Head, 7:45 Friday morning. Oh, Bar Show this week, 8 o'clock Friday night. Yippee fucking yo.
You're going to be one hungover dude.
Too much drinking, man.
See, I'm on holiday tomorrow. It's Juneteenth, baby.
Is it Juneteenth?
I
forgot about Juneteenth.
Juneteenth at Spanky's.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I think that would get me in trouble with every organization in the world.
I think so. Yeah, Juneteenth.
The party starts when Tyrone.
Boopity, boopity, boo.
Oh. I almost want to do one of those just for my own personal enjoyment.
I swear to God, this brings me up. I think last year I said the same thing around Juneteenth.
I think you did. And I said I was going to do it, and I didn't.
Here we are. Another year goes by. Another Juneteenth is come and gone with no Spankies. But Spankies.
Oh, there's a lot of material there.
1/4 mile east of Buddy Freddy's.
I'm going to think about it again.
Yeah. It's something to
Plant
it.
City, Florida. Shut up, Manuel. And go clean the pubic hairs out of the urinal.
So good.
Oh, Spank. I haven't heard of Spankies in so long. So long.
They were trailblazing. You could get away with that kind of
Boy, you
stuff.
could get away with a lot. We got away with so much.
Without it being behind a paywall.
That was, talking about a different time. I could never run for office.
No.
Hours and hours of me saying untoward things.
I just wanted to be a small town mayor, and I even thought twice about that. I go, nah, that ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
Not gonna work.
Nope. Too many skeletons, Matt. You got too many skeletons in a closet.
There's been a lot of spoken word out there. What do you want from me?
Gotta see, it's just words, people. It's just words.
Man, I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, which is kind of one of my new obsessions because I like to look.
Oh, don't. Yeah.
It's
Trace hates Facebook Marketplace.
I can't blame him for hating it.
It's like dealing with people trying to buy stuff. For him, maybe for a normal person, it's not that hard.
Oh, see, I don't really buy. I just look.
Oh, you just like the look. You're a voyeur.
I'm just window shopping.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm not. I don't go to the mall, so I window shop online, and then I don't buy anything there. But I came across this thing, a mausoleum for sale.
A mausoleum, like
a mausoleum. Like I'm going to show you a picture of it. See that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
in fact, can I hold it up to a camera? So
hold it up to that camera right there.
This mausoleum.
Shut up! No, other way up. That's right there. That's perfect. Okay. Yeah. Are you sharing this mausoleum with other people?
How much do you think this mausoleum costs?
A lot. I don't know.
I haven't gone mausoleum shopping, so
That's
I don't really
a
have
lot.
much to compare it to. You know,
I'm afraid I'm going to say too much. I'm thinking it's like $70,000.
$70,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody in chat that saw that picture, any guesses on what that mausoleum would cost? Now, I think it is for a. I think there's probably like space for like 4 or 6 in there. Meaning caskets lined up, right?
But you're
three on each side.
You're renting space for eternity. Mm-hmm. So you're paying that rent, right?
How does that go with property taxes? I don't know how that all works.
They still got to pay the property taxes. That's why you got to give them so much money.
They still tax you after you're dead?
Triple H Sword says 100 G's.
100 G's, okay. All right.
See, you own the mausoleum, but you don't own the land.
So who's paying
the funeral, the cemetery?
Okay, so when you buy it, you're buying the anticipatory property taxes for eternity too?
Probably. It's kind of built in. Probably the business model. $2 million. Sucker Free says $2 million.
Sucker Free says $2 million. Okay.
Hollow Point says $250,000. Ned's Navy says $150K. The VW Rick says $250K.
Okay. All good guesses.
VW Rick says $1.
He's going Bob
He's
Barker.
doing the
honestly.
Bob Barker. Brilliant, VW rig. Brilliant.
Okay. Here's the description. Custom craft. Maybe this will, if it changes your mind on any guesses or not.
Okay.
Custom crafted, solid silver cloud granite private family mausoleum. Perfect. This is so weird. Perfect for a family. Like it's anything but perfect. Like you're in a you're dead. It's not perfect
Yeah.
for anything. Anyways, perfect for a family planning ahead or has recently experienced a loss. A piece of this nature would generally take over 1 year to construct and would currently be valued at blank. This piece was purchased by the cemetery prior to granite prices increasing heavily after the 2020, which is why it's being offered at a pre-inflated price, this mausoleum. Deliberately placed on an island at the main entrance of blank funeral home, and then it just kind of puts over the place it's built. So
Yeah.
it being custom solid silver cloud granite, does that change anybody's opinion or anything?
I'm gonna go 125,000. I'm up in my bid.
You've upped it by like 50 grand.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did with granite.
I will have you know, this custom final resting place, this generational family estate, perfect for you and your loved ones.
Yeah.
You can get for the low price of $788,888.
Wow. Almost $1 million to put your dead body somewhere.
Now, it's currently valued at over $1.2 million.
you're
So you're
getting
getting
a
a deal. You're getting a real deal on this thing. I looked at this, and I can't for the life of me negotiate this in my mind at all. Like, people can't even afford a house now, like, to live in. Like, you can't even afford a house. Like,
Yep.
this is essentially just a granite tiny home. And they want to charge almost $800,000, and you're not even able to live in it. You're dying in it. Does that seem insane to anybody else but me?
You know, some people view the world differently, and I view the world differently than that.
And doesn't it make anybody who guessed those guesses super low, doesn't it make them seem normal and this seem completely not normal?
Yes, that's. Is it just? I would assume that's just for rich people. Only rich. See, even in death, the rich people want to show that they're better than you, so
Right.
they can't get put in the ground. We're gonna build a little thing, and we're gonna be in bunk beds, and you can.
Bunk
What a bunch of assholes!
Right. That's exactly what like that's what I'm thinking. Like it's almost that thing like, here lies an asshole.
Here lies an asshole.
Like that's what it should say on the front of it. Like, in here lies a whole family of assholes.
We're too good to be in the ground. We get our own little condo on the cemetery lot. Fuck that shit.
It's the strangest thing to me. I couldn't believe when I saw the sticker price of nearly $800,000. Because I'm with you. I would probably. I mean, granite is expensive, and I get COVID inflation caused everything to go
Yeah.
up, but not by a factor of whatever. But
I mean, you got to think, if you're a cemetery, you got a limited amount of property.
are you FOMOing me? You fear of missing out? Are you?
I'm saying that they got to charge that much money
Yeah, but or you can just
to make money.
go to a different funeral out in the sticks.
But there's plenty of people don't want to do that. There are plenty of people that are going to buy every freaking inch of your cemetery. So you got to get top dollar for that, because you got to pay for it. You got to hang on to it forever. Forever. You can't.
Nearly.
This isn't the old days where they just kind of pave over the cemeteries. You got to keep that shit now. Or maybe not. Maybe in 100 years I'll be going fucking pave over that fucking mausoleum.
Right? Like
Maybe,
after the generations
maybe.
are gone and they're
Who
like,
gives a fuck?
nobody's going to know.
That burns me and Donna up. We watch the news all the time. There's always these stories about, in St. Pete especially, where I think it was on the property they were going to build a new stadium, and all kind of properties, schools, all kind of businesses. They're looking for old graves with this technology, and we got some suspicious shit. We got some suspicious shit. And it's like, and these people have been dead for 100 years, and you want to make people tear down buildings and do all this shit so we can get their bones up. It's like the most asinine thing ever. And everybody agrees. I'm like an outlier going, why are we worried about old bones from 100 years ago?
I don't know. I guess it's a respect the dead kind of thing, which I I get. I mean, there's plenty of other places around to build. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough call. Because, okay, at what point does progress get in the way of your loved one and where they were buried, and you're just gonna?
Yeah, I got the 100-year rule.
I
happened 100
I like
years
a
ago.
100-year rule. I think that's a great idea. 100-year rule,
100
flat.
year-
Nobody's gonna remember
I don't
you
care.
3 generations from now. It's all good.
I don't care about anything that. Personally, I don't care about anything that happened more than 50 years ago. I really don't care. Historically, I'm not celebrating anybody. I'm not worried about. I don't go to any museums. I don't care about anything that happened more than 50 years ago.
I know more
Doesn't
about
really
the
affect me.
JFK assassination than I do about my family heritage. Yeah, you know, for real. Like, what do you know about your great grandfather?
Nothing.
But if
Nothing.
But if there was files released on the JFK, you're gonna
I'd
read
go,
that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's weird the stuff that we care about versus what we kind of just tuck back and move on from.
Nothing about nobody. None of them. And my family was not on my mom's side. I mean, on my side. Like Donna's, family was much more into family, and
Right.
mine was more like, we don't nobody but us.
Right. I got you.
And they weren't really too friendly with any of the other family. Kind of backstab the other families. That's the kind of how I was raised. That's a fun way to get raised.
So, all right,
So I became the opposite.
let's say that you found out your family had this mausoleum, and they're like,
Oh
Mike,
God.
you may not have known this, but we've saved you a space in the family mausoleum, and this will be your final resting place should you want to be buried with us. Would you do it?
No. I'm getting
You really don't want to be saved.
I could care. You're talking to the wrong
I
guy.
know. Yeah. You're not
I'm
the
gonna
average
get
cat.
cremated, and you can do whatever you want. I put my ashes in the litter box because I spent a lot of my time cleaning a litter box. That's where I want. I want a cat to pee on my ashes.
My mother-in-law is like, I sometimes I say things that just off the rude or whatever. I try not to, but then occasionally something will come out.
Yeah.
And she was like, she's getting her ashes and putting them into a bench at a funeral home, like a bench. I go, great. Then I can come sit on your face. And
It's a good one.
it was
It's a
good.
good one.
Fortunately, they have a good sense of humor, so it went over okay. But I was like, "Oh man, imagine if if
Pushing
the
the
in-laws
line.
didn't have a good sense of humor, like that's
the line's propriety.
yeah." But I didn't even realize they put ashes
And
in
then the dad-in-law came and kicked your ass.
Hey, you
Sitting on my wife's face, bitch.
get your damn hands off of her. Yeah, but I didn't even know ashes get put into benches. So
I
like,
didn't know that
if I'm
either.
ever at a cemetery and I'm sitting on a bench, it could contain multiple dead bodies. Apparently, the whole thing is weird. It's all
People are weird.
Weird. Even the concept of a mausoleum is kind of weird.
See, I'm not, like you say, I'm not anti everything. If you get somebody's ashes and they want their ashes scattered in the ocean, scattered here,
Scattered, smothered, and
I'm
covered.
fine with. I think that's cool. Go, you want your ashes, whatever. When you're blasting your ashes into space, I kind of draw the line there. It's like, no, you
You're
don't
an
need to
asshole.
Blast your ashes
You're an
into
asshole.
Space.
I
Stupidest shit ever.
It is kind of it is stupid. Like yeah,
You want to put them in the ocean? Fine. I don't care.
I'm not
At
a
the
fan of
beach.
swimming with dead people. By the way, if somebody's in the ocean next to me and they're spreading ashes, I'm getting the fuck out of the water.
You're supposed to get on a boat
Well, if
or go to
I
a secluded beach.
I don't want anything to, like I don't want to ruin their party, but I'm not. I think that I'm not trying to hang out
I'm
with
not,
ashes.
I'm not looking to swim through ashes either.
You and your frog paddle, just
My one-legged frog.
one-legged frog paddle going through
I'm
ashes.
pathetic. You can't swim fast. It's just not a thing. Like you could go. You have Michael Phelps swimming the 100-meter freestyle,
Yeah.
and a guy walking that distance would beat him. You just can't. Swimming is not a fast thing.
That's a
it's
good
just not-
point.
you ain't going nowhere. You think but like a guy who could fast walk faster than Michael Phelps, 100 meters, easy. You just walk whatever,
Damn.
dude.
You're so right. It makes me think when you're a kid and you play Marco Polo and the guy swimming around and you just get out of the water ever so gently and you run down to the other side of the pool and you slip in.
Yeah, of course.
And they're like, fish out of water. You're like, no, I'm
Yeah.
in the water. But you're right. Like, I walked much faster down to the other end of the pool, and that guy's still swimming around like an asshole.
Well, you took one stroke. I ran 13 steps. As soon as your head dipped below the surface, I ran.
Fish out of water.
Marco Polo is a great game.
It's so much fun.
I don't know. I wonder if Marco Polo is falling by the wayside.
Definitely is.
But whenever I drive around, and I see kids playing out. Like they'll be playing some sandlot baseball. I'm like, holy shit! Or I see kids on bikes with fishing poles. I'm like, yeah, look at them kids going
Yeah.
fishing. It's like such a rare sight. It's like
I played they want to do some like family board games, and I'm not really a huge board game fan, right? Like, and especially I hate shit with riddles. Like, riddles are my worst nightmare.
I don't like. I'm not a riddle guy either, but I'm a huge board game guy, but not a riddle guy.
Right. Riddles and Clue and all this shit. I don't want anything to do with it. This game called like Headbands where you put a card on there and then you guess what it is. Like, I don't want that's not my thing. Checkers, that's my thing. If you want board, I'll fucking play checkers with you. Like, that's as far as I'm going. That's as far as my brain's getting.
Board games are so much fun. You get a bunch of people together.
I'm not in that stage in my life where I can have a bunch of people
You get family
get together.
family board game night. Oh, we had so much fun. So much fun.
Well, good for you.
was
Why
great.
don't
It
you
was-
guys play them in your own goddamn
It was great when my
mausoleum?
kids got old enough to where I could drink around them.
Now, that seems like a good time. I mean, there's going to be a time and a place. But
They were 4.
I discovered... I rediscovered the art of Connect 4.
What's Connect 4? Is that to drop the
just
discs in?
Dropping them
Yeah,
in
yeah.
and trying to Connect 4, dude.
Grandkids got that a couple years ago.
It's so great. I'm
a
like,
good game.
this is the board game. Like, and it's... I mean, look,
That's not a board game, man.
it's a fucking game, and it's
game.
as deep as I'm getting, right? Like, and my daughter would be like, "Want to play a game?" I'm like, if it's not checkers, now I'm like, I've expanded my horizon. If it's not checkers or Connect 4, like, I'm out. Like, there's nothing else. So we've just been playing a shit ton of Connect 4, and there's nothing worse than getting beat as a grown adult in checkers or Connect 4,
Yeah.
either one. But sometimes you don't see that
You're
fourth.
not focusing. You're not focusing.
But I am, and that's the worst part about it. Is like, you still get beat, and it's like, how did she Connect 4 before me? Like, it's,
Did you let your children beat you?
never.
When they were young, like 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds.
No, if they beat me, it had to be pretty legit, which was disappointing. And then yes, I would pretend to let them win because be like, ha ha ha, I'll let you win. But
Yeah.
not really. No,
I
I'm
would-
pretty.
I always let my kids win up until the age where they could put up a fight. Like, I mean, I'm not beating
The
an 8-year-old in ping pong. I'm just like,
Oh, I
oh, but a 12-year-old, yeah, you better learn how to beat me, boy.
Yeah. Well, an 8-year-old, I might let a few points slip by, but at the end of the game, I'm going to try to win. Like, you can get ahead of me, but at the end of the day,
Sickness, man.
it might be. By the way, I barely won in ping pong against you last week.
It's a good game.
It was a great
It's a
game.
good game. 21-19. That's a good ping pong game.
I didn't see a 5 spot come out of your.
Oh, did I? I see. I totally forgot it.
No shekels have come my
shit.
way. I'm
Double
just
or-
saying, no
double
shekels.
or nothing. We'll do double or nothing.
No.
Till
I'm
the end
not-
of time.
No, I'm not doing double or nothing.
Okay, I'll get you 5. I got a 5.
Most people would take the option of double or nothing because it's easy. Not me.
Not you.
Single,
I got you.
and that's it.
I'm a man of my word.
I want my shekels.
You don't like the board game Taboo? You ever play Taboo?
Never did.
Oh, it's such a good game. Pictionary? You never play Pictionary? Draw it in.
It seems like such a to-do.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, I mean,
So much fun playing those games.
in all fairness, I thought board games, I thought all those games were dead. I thought they'd kind of just like technology passed it by. And then like if you go in Target or something and there's this giant aisle of new games, which is, it's cool. Like I like to see that. Doesn't mean I'm going to play them all, but I like the fact that they're at least coming out with new games, right?
Like it's a sign, good signs
like,
for society.
You would have thought everything would be like, oh, the board games aisle is shrinking down to 0 and they only have 3 games and everything else is video games, right? Like the fact that there's still that sort of connection, I like that.
I wonder who's playing board games nowadays.
Ned's Navy's playing board games.
Maybe. You talked about headbands.
Yeah.
Don and I had headbands back in. I mean, this is way back in the day. I was probably in my late 20s.
Wait, that game goes back?
Or early 30s. It does.
I thought that was like a decade old.
No.
Oh.
No, this
okay, I didn't know that.
And so we're playing headbands, me and her, on a Saturday night. Because me and her. That's all we had.
What we do.
That's all we had. We didn't have any money. We're playing headbands in the on the living room floor on a Saturday night, and I hear like somebody throw like something against the window, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And so I go outside, and I'm like, and I see a bunch of like teenage kids, and they get on their bikes and they start running away. I'm like, "Those motherfuckers are throwing rocks at my window." So runner. And I track him down. And I'm like, you don't be fucking be throwing rocks in my minutes, you stupid. And then I'm walking back to my house, and I'm like, I realize I'm in my pajamas, and I got a headband on. I got a headband on with a card, with a fucking card. Thinking about mischief, that's probably more
tough guy.
They're like, what the hell's going on with this guy?
Yeah, you could have been completely insane. Yeah.
I'm real tough. I'm real tough with the 14-year-olds.
I did like Clue back in the day, or Monopoly. I liked Monopoly back in the day.
That's terrible.
Well,
that's not fun.
Until you realize again that the rules of Monopoly are exactly how the Federal Reserve works, where they just print, you can just print more money and you can just borrow against it. Like the rules of Monopoly are disheartening at best.
I don't think anybody knows the full rules of Monopoly. See, I've never dived into it.
If you read them, it's frightening how close it is to the way our government prints money and how our banks do things. Like,
it's fucked up.
It's very
fucked up.
Yeah.
They were trying to teach people. Yeah, this is how it is.
Was it Rich Uncle Pennybags? That was his name?
Rich Uncle Pennybags. What? See,
he's a mausoleum guy, isn't he? He's
for sure. He's a 1%er. He's donating to political causes. He's got lobbyists.
Speaking of 1%ers, did you see the? I can't remember her name, and I feel badly for that because we should remember her name. She was the girl who recently passed away. She was a victim of Epstein Island. Now, you won't remember her name either.
No.
Okay. She apparently pulled a dead man switch, right? So she's dead.
Yeah.
And as soon as she passed, the dead man switch enacted, which essentially means if she died, she didn't do it herself. So it enables her message to get out there, like somebody is.
I don't understand what you're talking about. What's a dead man switch?
Dead man switch is just that. So, like, she can go to a trusted source that can be unbeknownst to anybody else and say, look, I'm going to give you this information.
Mm-hmm. And when I die, you release it.
When I die. Okay. Because I'm not going to off myself. So if something happens to me, dead man switch gets pulled and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So the dead man switch gets pulled and audio comes out. Now, how real it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? But she apparently has more coming out. But the first message was like 2.5 minutes long, and it's her going, hey, this is me. If you're hearing this, I didn't kill myself. I was murdered because I was deeply involved in the Epstein files and Epstein Island, and I was trafficked. And she goes, there's a lot of names on that list. Clearly, people don't want out. And she named 2 names. She's like, to start, right? Like, I know. I was like, who? The first one she named, who do you think? Most powerful people in the world she's talking about. But at this point in time, she named 2.
Donald Trump.
No.
Okay.
She did actually, I take it back. She did mention Donald Trump, but she said he wasn't the, like an offender, so to speak.
Oh.
She mentioned Barack Obama.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the second one she mentioned, the reason I say this is because you mentioned 1%ers of the world. She mentioned Bill Gates. And she was saying Barack Obama wasn't into the girls. He was into the
boys.
Now again, I don't know how real this whole thing is. I don't know. Everything's
Completely fake AI.
Who knows?
You got duped.
Right? Yeah, who knows?
What was the media outlet that she gave it to?
That's the worst thing. I don't remember off the top of my head. But she said more are coming, and she's got like a few trusted sources, so they should be getting these crypto.
Now, somebody like her, don't you think you could go to a trusted media outlet on X, perhaps, that's got a shit ton of credibility and listeners in it, and give them that, and it would have credibility because she gave it to a legitimate source.
Well, that's kind of what she did. I just can't remember the source's
so
name.
it's not some jobber.
Not a jobber,
Okay.
but I've never heard of the guy. You know, that's on me though. But she was saying Barack Obama, and then she was saying now, okay, the dudes rolling the cabana, and boys, and she also mentioned she blew in Tom Hanks, and she blew in George Clooney. Again, whether it's real or not, real
yeah.
audio, I don't know, dude. I don't know. And then she blew in Bill Gates, but she was saying that he was like doing almost like science experiments on people, like genetic testing.
Who was?
Bill Gates.
He's rich.
He's rich, and
Billionaire.
he's fascinated with these
Lord knows what,
vaccinations.
there's a lot of stuff going in basements around the world that we don't know about.
Yeah, she was basically saying you go into these cabanas or rooms or whatever, and doing that whole thing. And I'm going, whoa, is that the closest we're going to get to the Epstein files? Like, is a dead man switch?
I don't think anything's going to come out of Diddy or Epstein. Ned's Navy said she gave it to Truth Social, but
Okay.
that's a rib, right? Because
that a rib?
you wouldn't get, because that's not credible.
Is it not? I don't
That'd
know.
be like giving it to CNN. CNN, everybody on the right's going to go bullshit.
Okay.
Truth Social is Trump's deal. Everybody on the left's going to go bullshit.
Well,
You
hold
can't-
on.
You can't give it to. You have to give it to a more of a bipartisan source.
Maybe she did, but I will say, in all fairness, if she did give it to Truth Social and that's the move, she did at least mention Trump in the audio message. Again, how legit it is.
What
and
did
all
she
that.
say? That
She said that he was there and he was present, but she never, basically,
So
she
it-
never saw him do anything. He wasn't like that guy,
Yeah.
so to speak.
interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Because some people say that Trump is now compromised
Could
from
be.
the Epstein files, and that's why he's going to drop a bunker buster in Iran.
I don't
know. I don't know.
I don't think those two are correlated.
I don't either, or they could be.
Trump was implicated in sex scandals in the past and rape accusations and everything else. Like, I don't think that if you're MAGA, you're pretty much MAGA. I think they would just dismiss the Epstein allegations.
That
anyways.
I mean,
Not enough to like offset a bunker buster and potential nuclear war, right? Like, the two don't equate. Like, a rumor for Epstein's Island, I'm going to drop a nuke. Like, it doesn't seem to.
Well, he's not going to
equate
drop a
right.
nuke.
Or
It's not a nuke. But
bunker buster. I'm sorry. Yes.
yeah, but I think it's easy to, MAGA will forgive almost anything Trump does. But when you start coming out with him doing something on Epstein Island, I think you're going to lose a significant portion, enough to fucking ruin you. Because, like, if most people would be outraged if Donald Trump was proven to have sex with underage girls on Epstein's Island. I don't know. You'd have only the hardest of hardest core MAGA, which is not.
Unless you're Trump and you just come out and go, fake news. And everybody goes, yeah, fake news. I mean, that's...
that could be anything in the anything in the future now could be fake news.
Correct.
Because you just say it's AI or it's fake news. And,
Exactly. There could be a video distributed tomorrow of something, and it could be a deep fake, and nobody would know the difference. Or if it was real, it'd be like deep fake. Like, you really don't know anymore. Like, that's my point. Like, there's enough doubt to where you can kind of almost work your way out of it.
It's almost, if you think about that and kind of take it to the next level, it's like, well, what happens to a world where there's no truth? That doesn't seem like it's going to work out.
I don't know,
How
man.
how do you have any chance for your government working for you to help you to when there's no accountability because there's no truth. Every accusation hurled them, they're just saying it's fucking fake news.
I mean, you could be. It could go down to the lowest level of your local cops effing with you and want to pull you in for questioning. And how do they do it? Well, they put together some sort of deep fake video of you at the store or at the location, or fake your cell phone location or whatever it is. Right. So it's going to be, in the future, it's going to get dicey.
Do you have the money to hire an attorney who's going to hire an AI firm to disprove the video evidence, the fake video evidence they have? It's going to be like that one guy said, we're fucked. AI fucked us. It fucked us.
It's going to get dicey.
Totally fucked us.
I didn't know he released it to Truth Social, or she.
I don't know. Well, that was a rib. Like, that could be a joke. Like, she released it to Truth Social, like, because who would do that? That's not believable. Or it could be...
Ned's Navy's ribbing me?
It's a rib. Okay.
So it wasn't
I don't know who she gave it to. Hope she gave it to somebody credible.
I hope so, too. And I hope the next messages that come out are to some unbiased party who's just willing to go, okay, here's what I received. I'm the dead man switch, and here's what it is. Like, that'd be best case scenario, where, like you said, an unbiased party. And
it'll still won't mean nothing.
No.
Tom Hanks will just be showing up at the Oscars next year like nobody's business.
Boy, I can't see Tom Hanks. I don't see that coming.
But, people didn't see Bill Cosby coming.
Well, the things...
Whatever. Or was the whole Bill Cosby thing a work? I don't know any truths anymore. It makes me sad.
I read a thing about Macaulay Culkin and Michael Jackson, and also I don't know if this is true either, right? Like, because again, same thing, right?
Can I lick your butthole? That's where that pose came from.
He was home alone with him. This is my house. I have to protect it.
That's like they redo Home Alone. He's like that, and then from behind you see Michael Jackson's face. Ignorant. In Macaulay Culkin's butthole.
But he was saying, like, yes, Michael Jackson and I shared a bedroom. No, he didn't do anything to me. Yes, we stayed the night in his bedroom and played board games and had a good time and all that. He was again, this is if he actually said it. He was like, what the media got wrong is his bedroom was 2 stories. It was 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. Okay, so when you think about somebody spending the night in a bedroom, you think of a bedroom. But technically his bedroom was a fucking house for 6.
Yeah. Michael Jackson, Neverland.
So it does kind of bring context into it of, well, I mean, if you're Macaulay, you're saying he didn't do anything to you, and you're also bringing up a fair point of, the dude lived in a mansion. You guys weren't sharing bunk beds. It does make more sense when you put it in a broader...
My bedroom has 4 rooms, and Macaulay licked my butthole in each one of them.
Now, that's another possibility. Maybe he licked his butthole in each bedroom. I don't know.
Maybe he didn't lick Macaulay's butthole. He's like, that's probably not a good idea. I'll take the poor kid and lick his butthole.
Look, sometimes
he's a smart guy.
Sometimes you go on a giant world tour. You just want to get home
and lick some butthole.
I mean,
okay, Matt. As a 12-year-old, I come to you and say, hey, would you like to go to Neverland Ranch with Michael Jackson? The guy who sings Beat It and all that. Yeah. And the giraffes. There's roller coasters. You're going to stay in a mansion, cotton candy. It's going to be for the whole weekend. At one point, he will lick your butthole. And that's the deal. It's a little butthole licking. That sounds like a great weekend. Whee! Roller coasters, giraffes, Bubbles the chimp.
And you get your butt licked?
And you get your butthole licked. That's the bad part when you're going, all right, here it comes, and you're like, hey, this ain't too bad. I thought that was going to be the worst part of the weekend.
We don't have to ride the coaster, do we?
We done figured it out.
We just settle in.
Triple H source said Michael was innocent. I think, I don't know if he was ever proved guilty in a court of law to do anything. So technically he's innocent, and maybe he was innocent.
You couldn't even swallow your sip. You couldn't even swallow it.
Him and OJ would get together and look for the real perpetrators.
Oh, dude, OJ. I was tuning into ESPN. They had the 30 for 30 on for July or June 14th, 1996 or whatever it was. And it was all these different things that happened on that date, including the OJ chase that happened on that day.
Yep.
And
the slow speed chase.
Yeah, the slow speed chase. But like, what else happened on that day? Apparently, was Arnold Palmer had also basically retired that day. He shot his last golf round.
Yeah,
and all this
really
stuff.
stole Arnold's glory.
There was all these things happening, but at the end of it, they showed a commercial. I guess the tie-in was like OJ and Arnold Palmer in a commercial together. And how everything just kind of like came weird full circle. But I remember being, I guess I was 15 or 16 years old at the time of the OJ chase. And if I remember correctly, it was on a Friday night.
Yes, it was.
And I was like just dying to get out of the house. I'm like, it's Friday night, man. My friends are supposed to come pick me up. And like, dude, everybody, like,
Yep.
they won't even come pick me up. Like, I couldn't even get out of the house. Everybody was glued to the TV.
To the chase.
And I think they had said on that episode of 30 for 30, an approximate, I want to say 72 or 78 million households watched the chase, which is an ungodly amount of people.
Is it the most watched thing of all time?
I mean, it's
a lot.
It's crazy. They also said that
I watched it.
There was so many like helicopters in the air and so many TV signals and so many cameras on it that it was jamming the signals of the TV stations, which was why you'd see it fuzz out occasionally because there was too much interference.
Yeah.
But for the life of me, thinking back to it, how did they allow? I've never seen a scenario where they allow an individual to just cruise down the road and not use stop sticks. Something with, what was it? It had to be 20 cop cars behind the Bronco.
At least. It was ridiculous.
You had 10 helicopters, 20 cop cars. You had everything. And then they allowed him to pull into the driveway of his house. In what world does that happen in any other situation? I can't think of one. If I was driving and the cops wanted to pull me over and I'd be like, and my driver's on the phone with him, I'm like, hey, I got him in the car. We just want to go home. And they're like, all right, we're going to follow you there at a slow speed. Like,
you and I are getting pit maneuvered immediately.
Right? Stop stick. The whole thing's ridiculous.
Like, what's the deal? What's the deal with that?
That is the epitome of getting coddled. Like,
just because you're a star, they don't pit maneuver you?
It was a bunch of cop cars star fucking.
It was
one
almost
by one.
Yeah, it's almost like a theater. All sides were engaged in theater. I don't know.
So much that when he was taken in, like in the 30 for 30 episode, they go, yeah, he was questioned and he's okay. He had a nice glass of orange juice, and we're like, I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it. OJ, I see what they did. Like, it was a giant show. Thinking back to it, it was a giant production.
Giant show. It's the only thing that I remember where I was. I don't know why, because I don't know.
One of those things.
It was a Friday night. Don and I were watching Rudy, and and I can't remember how, but some reason we heard about the OJ chase, and so we stopped watching Rudy, and we watched that chase the whole fucking way through, which was laborious.
You had to.
It was It was Americana, and then we never finished Rudy till like 20 years later. We finally went, let's watch Rudy. And it was dated and it sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, everybody knows I don't remember anything else in my life.
I mean, there's always those chases in LA. KTLA and all stuff. I mean, you can go to socials and watch them. They're always a high-speed chase or some sort of chase. Every single fucking one of them get pit maneuvered.
Yeah.
Or get in some crazy accident, like whatever it is. There's always some sort of incident. This is the only one I've ever seen that a slow ride and an escort back to his own house.
And he was suspected of murder.
Yes.
He wasn't just fleeing and eluding. He was suspected of murder.
In AC, Al Cowlings is on the phone and talking to the cops, and he's like, I got OJ in the car. This is AC. And they're like, who's this? And he's like, motherfucker, you know who it is. Which is like the best thing ever. You know who it is. It's AC. You know goddamn well who it is.
Do you think OJ's attorneys were like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have AC drive OJ around, and OJ's going to be in the back, and he's going to be threatened suicide. And that's going to make it seem like he's so heartbroken over the fact that his wife is killed, and he's accused of it.
I didn't think that at the time.
What?
Looking back on it, I see that as being an angle.
Or would you think? Or would you think? Oh, yeah, he's gonna kill himself because he knows he killed his wife and he's going to jail. Which one would you think?
The Shapiro guy came out in the press conference. He's like, he's very depressed. He's very distraught about what's happened to his wife. Like,
yeah, it was a big PR deal.
Yeah, everybody's
for
running
OJ,
cover,
and it worked. Oh, because he got off.
Yeah.
The glove don't fit.
Meanwhile, you go back and they're like, yeah, we just had him eat a bunch of sodium and salt, blew up his hand, and it's easy for you to
so easy
spread
to
your
spread your
fingers.
come on.
Right. Like, God, that prosecution sucked.
It was the greatest acting job OJ had ever done.
I don't know. What do you want me to do?
He deserved to get off. He deserved. Good job, OJ. I would have said not guilty too.
And then it makes me think back to then you go to who was the guy in our life, Hamill.
Was he involved in the slow speed chase?
No, he was involved in all the Ask OJ stuff.
Ask OJ. See, I forget all this shit.
Oh my God, you don't remember this?
I kind of remember it.
I almost just want to just save this for like the VIP at clusterfshow.com.
Ask OJ. Is that when OJ came in the studio that time?
It was around that time.
Yeah.
He was promoting.
Hamill sunk his claws into him.
Yeah. Hamill set up a website for him called AskOJ.com. And God, now you've unzipped me. The cuck's sister was the one who was moderating it. So she would filter the questions that come in or something along those lines.
Yeah, because 90% were, hey, why'd you kill your fucking wife?
Right. But you'd pay X amount of dollars, whatever. But OJ couldn't, and I guess Hamill's dead now. So, I mean,
yeah,
I guess and OJ's dead. So
we're all dead. Everybody's dead.
Everybody's dead. But that was Hamill. OJ couldn't, he had that judgment against him, or pending judgment. I can't remember exactly what it was, right? But the family was going to take all his money. So he couldn't prove that he had any dollars coming in and all this stuff. And Hamill paid him $1 million in an offshore account to do that Ask OJ thing. And that's why OJ had come in the studio, because he had the Hamill tie. But yeah, OJ had made like which at that time,
that's good money. Gee.
Great money. And especially when you got a judgment against you from all these other families, and they're looking to suck every penny from you. And Hamill's going, hey, do this website.
Yeah.
I'll charge money up front for, people to ask questions or whatever. And then you just say you're doing it out of kindness of your heart and you just want to get the truth out there. But meanwhile, you got $1 million in an offshore account. I mean, it is brilliant. But I don't think anybody ever knew that.
I didn't know it.
Might be an exclusive.
It's the only place you're going to get that.
Or it might be fake. Who knows?
It might be fake news.
Fake news.
It's all fake news.
TMZ, pick it up and run with it.
Yeah, Hogan's on his deathbed right now, brother. I didn't hear about that at all.
I'm not surprised.
How old is Hogan?
I'm guessing 72.
72. He's fared pretty well. Most wrestlers don't last that long. Ric Flair must have some good genes.
Well,
he's still taking bumps.
Literally.
He's at the bar. And let me see Ric Flair. He's at a bar.
There's a guy that posts a bunch of stuff on social from Tampa, and he was like, hey, I moved to Tampa a couple years ago, and he's like, everybody thought it was like really cool when you'd see Ric Flair at the bar. He goes, but the more I've lived here, the more I've realized that I can't not see Ric Flair at a bar. Everywhere I go, he's there. He's like, if you want...
Wooing it up.
Yeah.
How many times do you have to hear Ric Flair say woo?
Well, in the least surprising news, he was diagnosed with skin cancer a couple weeks ago. And they're like, oh, devastating news in the wrestling world. Ric Flair has been diagnosed with skin cancer. I'm like, yeah, like I figured he had it. I thought that was part of his deal. I didn't think that was a new diagnosis. I just figured he permanently had some sort of skin cancer. Like, I thought that's like an ongoing thing, like.
I didn't know. Rick. You thought, what, you just assumed he had skin cancer because he's so tan?
and moly and freckly and,
Yeah, that's going to be me.
He looks like a Vienna sausage.
I don't wear sunscreen.
Yeah, that's my point. And
I go out and lay it on the trampoline and I soak up that sun. The sun is good for us. I'm a sun worshiper.
You're going to be Mike Flair if you're not careful.
I'll probably die of skin cancer, and that'll be the breaks. That'll be the breaks.
What a downer.
I don't think I will. I think the sun's good for you, and they definitely proven that many sunscreens have been recalled because of cancer-causing ingredient. So bad that they recalled them. They don't recall shit. They're like, that shit gives you cancer. I don't think the sun gives you cancer. I've seen plenty of old fishermen, man. They're 80 years old. They're leathery brown skin. They're fine. That's what I'm going for.
I mean, if you think about it, it is an interesting thing because the sun is the most powerful thing in the goddamn solar system.
The solar system, yeah.
And you can put this lotion on, and it's going to block the most powerful thing in the solar system from getting you sort of color.
Totally.
Yeah, and they can go, well, you can get half of the most powerful thing in the solar system if you want, or you can get none of it.
Yeah.
So you slather this stuff on, and it's a protective barrier from the most powerful goddamn thing in the solar system. Really is something.
Seems a little too good to be true. Kind of like Ozempic.
And I mean, there's going to be a class action down the road on that or something.
It's got to be.
I mean, something's going to be wrong.
It's not me being the only one who's like, this has got to be way too good to be true. That you can just inject something that's going to numb your gut and make you not eat. And it lose all this weight, and you're going to be fine, and there's no side effects, even though I've seen a lot, like the heart shrinkage, the muscle shrinkage, the Ozempic mouth.
Well, much like you're holding out to be the last streamer, right? Like, I'm holding out, I want to be like the last sort of chubby dad bod dude. Like, like everybody else can be on Ozempic. I'll hang out with just like my regular body, not showing off, not falling behind, just a nice C.
Yeah.
And everybody else can be skinny.
Maybe not eat like a pig. That's my plan. I'm not going to eat like a pig, and I'm going to do some exercise, and I'm not going to take any kind of drug to lose weight.
Although it does sound tremendous.
You got to give yourself a shot in the gut. I'm not into that.
I'm not a fan of it, but if they were like, hey, you can lose 40 pounds, all you got to do is just do this quick little injection.
If I lost 40 pounds, I'd die.
And puke a lot.
Do you puke? Do you puke?
Yeah, you feel like that nauseous feeling. And yeah, a lot of people puke. That's like a major side effect.
I mean, and that's fine if you weigh 380 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like, you need Ozempic.
You should be puking.
Yeah, you need that. You got to do what you got to do to get back to not dying weight.
Used to be just binge and purge. That was the rule of thumb. Binge and purge.
Good old days.
The good old days.
Purge.
Finger down the throat, binge and purge.
Have you ever binged and purged?
No.
Me neither. I don't like to throw up.
No, I don't have it in me,
dude.
I
mean, I love to eat. I love to eat, but I've never loved eating so much that I was like, I'm going to eat everything here and then puke. Ugh.
I accidentally thought I took an Ambien the other day during the daytime instead of my other medication.
Just taking random pills on the nightstand.
I have my little regimen for my medication, and I thought I took an Ambien instead. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm going to fall asleep in like 30 minutes. And I'm like, maybe I just try to shove my fingers down there and try to puke this thing up.
Did you do it?
No, I was like, if I fall asleep in 30 minutes, let it be God's will. I'm not I'm not puking on purpose.
Did you take an Ambien?
I did not,
Okay.
fortunately. I was still awake, and I was like,
Oh.
all right, we're good here. I can continue on.
Do you take an Ambien every night?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Has there been studies on the long-term use of Ambien?
I'm not going to look into that.
Should I try some Ambien?
You should.
All righty, we're done.
That's
we're
it.
done. The hang done. We're going to move on to the Hang OT on ClusterFShow.com. The only place you can hear an extra hour of this plutonium fucking streaming.
Fire.
For the love of Christ.
It's the nuclear version of a podcast.
Oh my God. If they put us on in Iraq, we could solve this. Iran, we could solve this whole thing. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being a VIP. You're not VIPers. That's the next outro.
Download us. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like and subscribe. Leave us a message. Send us shitty emails. Whatever you want to do.
Before we go, I'm just going to check and make sure, because last time we got a live email.
No, yeah, it's true. Yeah, we did.
And I don't think we're going to get to. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Yeah, not this week, my friend.
I like some hate. All right. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock on Cluster F. Everybody have a great one.